Is that cheating or not cheating? In this video, I want to talk to you about something very controversial. Retouching. How much is that cheating or not cheating? And I'm very curious to have your viewpoint. First, let me give you mine. My name is Serge Ramelli. My work is in 120 galleries around the world, mainly from the city of Paris. And I've published 7 coffee table books, and I love teaching photography, and I love retouching. So hear me out. For example, this photo I shot years ago in Venice with not even an ND filter because it was dark. I think if we look at the exposure on this, you'll see it's 25 seconds. So 25 seconds, the Vaporetto in Venice just made long trails. Now, this is not reality. A human eye cannot see trail, but a camera can. Is that cheating or not cheating? Because we're using a long exposure, not even a filter, to get long trails. Now, this is another photo that I shot in Paris, and this time it's a 30-second exposure with an ND filter. I actually use an ND filter, and with the ND filter, I got a 30-second exposure. There was a lot of wind, and so the clouds get very stretchy. This is not reality. Plus, it's black and white, which is not reality either. I mean, unless you have serious eyes trouble, you don't see in black and white. So it's a distortion from reality, but I'm doing it this time with a filter. And, stretchy cloud, not reality. So is that cheating or not cheating? Now, check this out. This is another one where I use an ND filter, but this time the water, it's 10 seconds and the water looks like, foam or something. Okay, totally not reality. It's the effect of the filter. So I'm changing reality with a physical device, which is an ND filter. Okay, one more example on this. This is called wave painting. 2.5 second exposure, and you get this is in Iceland, and you get the wave painting coming. Not even using a filter, I just closed on my aperture, I think. No, I had a filter. I had a variable filter on this one. But, again, I'm cheating with reality with a filter. Okay. But now we have this one. Now, this one is crazy. This is 149 exposure at f16 with 2 ND10, I think. I put 2 ND10s and got this really long 149 second exposure. And the water became like snow, totally like snow. So completely not reality, but again, I'm using a filter. Now, I love to shoot with film. This is a photo that I shot with Photograph 400 in Venice, and I can promise you it did not look that magenta. But the film gave it a big magenta look. So is this cheating? It's not reality. The film is giving a color cast. Look at this one. This is another film, a Kodak Gold 200 that I used. And the colors are weird. They're not a reality because every film has different colors. So is that cheating? Again, not reality. Now, this is a Portrait 400 that I then converted in black and white. It's a film photo again. So black and white, definitely not like reality. And we get this very contrasty look also coming from the film. Is this cheating or is it not cheating? Let me know in the comments. Okay, a couple of more examples. I shot this with a crazy lens that gave this amazing bokeh, all right? It's a Russian lens that costs like $65 on eBay and is very known for this bokeh. Now, bokeh is not natural, okay? I'm using a lens to get this effect. So again, I'm distorting reality, but this time not with a filter, but with a lens. Is that cheating or is that cheating? Because it's not reality. This is a nice example of a portrait someone took of me with a Sony camera, and look at the bokeh behind me. The lights are completely bokeh. Again, not reality. It was done with an 85 1.4 or something this, if I remember well. Shooting on a tripod at night, a 4-second exposure of the aurora. I can tell you that only the camera could see the aurora, meaning my eyes couldn't see them. And the long exposure effect gave this really nice thing. Again, a distortion of reality. This time, not even using a filter, just a tripod shooting at night. So is this cheating or is this cheating? By the way, if you want to work one-on-one with me to get award-winning photo like Jan Tor is one of my students, and after coaching him, he got 38 international awards. Not a joke. You can book a call with Felipe, who is my business partner, and he's an amazing photographer, and let's see together if you would be a good fit for me to take your photography to the next level. This is the opportunity for you to get feedback on your photo for somebody who is selling a lot of photos in galleries and books around the world. All right, now this is a more extreme example. This is studio work. I shot Annalie, she's a very famous singer in my studio. And then I created a whole bunch of AI background, but the light is true. The light is done in the studio. The background is false. So is that cheating or is that not cheating? This is another one where I shot her in the studio and I tried to match the light and I create the AI background. Is that cheating or is that not cheating? Again, this photo is a 5 minutes exposure in Paris. Look at the trails. You know, I hardly did any retouching on this photo. Is that cheating or not? It's not reality for sure. The clouds were not like this. It's the long exposure that give that effect. You know, if you shoot fireworks, you know, you get this sort of long exposure effect. How is that reality or not reality? This photo, for example, I added a bit of contrast saturation, but it was an amazing sunset and I tried to retouch it so that it matched the reality. I'm the official photographer of Las Vegas and I reshot for the Mirror Office the entire city. I was chosen out of 70 photographers because they love my style. This is a photo where I didn't do anything to the sky, but they were like, we don't really like the sky. So I changed the sky and put a better one. Is that cheating or not cheating? Okay, so let me give you my viewpoint. My viewpoint is this. We are artists. I'm not a war journalist. And back in the day, the retouching was done. You know, look at this photo, for example, from Ansel Adams, where he did 2 different retouching. The retouching was done in darkroom with dodge and burning and very heavy effects. Ansel Adams used to joke that, you know, have you ever seen a black sky? You know, which is not true. He used to get a black sky with a red filter. So it's an art. Whether you do the art in a darkroom or you do it in a Lightroom, it's still an art. Now, of course, if I go to the extreme of doing a composite with like AI background, you know, it's photography that meets digital art. I get that. However, it still takes a lot of skills in photography to pull off the exact exposure of the skin of the person in studio. So for me, this is just an art where I draw the limit, there is no limit. It's your expression. You know, people don't realize how much retouching was done in darkroom. I had a friend in the 70s that used to work for a big magazine. She said she would spend 30 hours retouching someone's portrait with a needle to make the skin perfect. And this was in the 70s. I spoke to Clive Butcher, retoucher, and he was telling me how much retouching they do in the darkroom. It's crazy, you know? So my point being, whatever, and Ansel Adams really, he made even a whole book about, you know, a darkroom process. So whether you do it with a darkroom, whether you do it with a lens, whether you do it with a filter, whether you do it in Lightroom or Photoshop or Luminar, it's the same thing, you're expressing your vision. And you know, when I shot Vegas, I changed a lot of skies because I was there only a few days to shoot the entire city and not all the skies were great. Anyways, I'm curious, tell me in the comments what you thought. Do you think all of that is cheating? Also just to prove my point, this morning I took some photos. It was very gloomy here in Florida and I put my Leica into ultra black and white mode, meaning the camera will do the retouching for me. And I took a photo in RAW in JPEG, and here is the JPEG. The JPEG has not been touched by me, not one slider. It's the camera who retouched it. Is that cheating or is not cheating? Because it's Leica retouching my photo using their black and white retouching inside of the camera. So where do you draw the limit? I'm curious to see your viewpoint in the comments, and make sure you follow this channel because I have an amazing video coming up very soon on retouching you don't want to miss.